Oh my goodness, live from the Jump Television studios here in sunny San Diego, California. 60 million TV homes strong, 150 radio stations, plus 175 countries and all the ships at sea. BigBiz Show is on the air, 22 years in radio, 11 years in television.
Go ahead.
Rusty Nails has won several Emmys. I've lost more Emmys than he's won. We are brought to you by Prudential. Let Prudential be your.
That'd be ROK.
For retirement. So excited. Also brought to you by Bayer Advance. Better science, better results.
Better believe it.
Starbucks Coffee, brand new company. Maybe you should try them. Also, Bloomin' Brands and their fine family of restaurants, including Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Nice upgrade, fellas.
Roy's Restaurant and authentic Australian food, I hear, at Outback Steakhouse.
How would I know?
Origin Clear, breakthrough water cleanup technology. ESET, internet security. Liberty Health Share. And Sprout Tiny Homes. Little bitty homes.
For big people.
That's exactly right.
I think I'm going to live in one of these someday. Right? Am I right?
I think you are. It's going to be a granny flat.
I'm going to Oregon. I'm growing weed.
You're born broke and you die broke.
Yeah.
They're trying not to take the in-between part too seriously.
We start the show again?
That's right. Time to start sugar. Well, I have the TV audience. I had to pick up the radio audience.
I hear you.
Very excited. My good friend, Matt Bird at 1-800-PR. Typically PR people in my business are little gnats and pains in the butt. Matt and I become friends over the years. Mm-hmm. Really because he pays me a little something. No, he doesn't. No. I'm totally kidding. No. But he says, hey, how would you like to have the co-founder of Paul Mitchell and the co-founder of House of Blues?
Right.
And I said, Dan Aykroyd, fantastic. Perfect.
Yeah, get him on.
No.
Hello.
He said, no, John Paul DeJoria. And I said, do you know his niece, I believe her name was Heather DeJoria, was her husband or ex-boyfriend, a person she knew. Okay, right. Someone who knew her name was an intern for me back when I ran an investment bank. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you.
Wow, so you're tight is what you're saying.
Yeah, we're very close. So John Paul and I are like this.
Thanksgiving.
And now he just called me, John Paul DeJoria. How are you, sir?
I'm just fine, thank you. By God, are you kidding? It's such a pleasure. Now, do you guys also have my Patron tequila there?
Oh, my. Are you? Yeah, by the way.
After five.
Casamigos.
No, are you kidding me? Do you know how many times Russ has actually drunk your tequila on the set on national television?
God bless you.
No,
just do it responsibly.
God bless you, Rusty Nails, for drinking my tequila.
That's right.
But Chairman, CEO, co-founder, John Paul Mitchell Systems, producer, manufacturer of Paul Mitchell hair care products, the largest privately held salon hair care company in North America. There's 90,000 salons globally, 73 countries. Yeah. And Russ has a whole bunch of his gel on his eyebrows. Right?
Absolutely. Hey, how do you feel about bald guys? You hate them?
Hey, are you kidding? I mean, bald is cool. You got to condition that scalp a little bit, though.
There it is.
Yeah, coming from a guy who has hair like Fabio.
Well, you hope your mechanic drives a good car, and you hope the guy selling you shampoo has a head of hair that looks good.
Right. Because when you got Ed Harris selling you,
hairless.
John Paul, there's a lot of things you're doing here. First of all, I want to talk about the Good Fortune movie. Congratulations. Sure. The rating reviews are amazing. What's it been like since the movie's come out? And talk about Good Fortune.
You bet. A lot of people that have, in fact, almost everyone that has seen it that's chatted with me or called me said it's something the world should see, whether it's a child, whether it's an adult, whether you're homeless or not, because it lets everybody know that, one, America still works, but more important, you could be homeless, you could be fired from jobs, you could have every bad thing ever happen to you, and here's how you bounce back.
Sure.
But you got to help others along the way. That's the whole message of a Good Fortune. But not only can you make it, but you help a lot of others along the way. They make it too, and it makes you even better off because of that. And that's the whole message of the movie, How To. And we did it as a documentary, but Lionsgate, my God, wanted it in theaters. So it just finished showing in 10 major markets in the United States.
Nice.
Now it's available over Amazon or iTunes, for a very reasonable amount if somebody wants to buy it.
Well, by the way, and we just pirated it for you to 60,000 social media people. So we just gave it away for free. I hope that was okay.
Oh, yeah, no, it's perfectly okay. Whatever you want. I want the world to see this. I'm going to be buying thousands of these and giving them to high schools.
By the way, and we have of course, we jest, but this show is a show about business and lifestyle, and has been for 22 years on the radio and 11 for TV. And we have a very big heart for financial literacy for kids, especially entrepreneurship. So I think what you're doing there is fantastic.
And it's almost not even in the education system. They're teaching
You're exactly
us,
right.
They're brainwashing us on other stuff, but not teaching us the stuff we need.
I mean, this honestly, Jean-Paul, this should be front and center in my mind. Once you get the basics down, the read and writing arithmetic, learning how to write a check and learning the skills about how to dig out and dig in, I think are a big piece of this, don't you think?
Yeah, I cannot agree with you more. In fact, one of the ladies who was in charge of California's education when we showed it in California premiere said she wants help in every way she can to get this in every single high school.
Okay, really quickly, I've got to talk about this, and of course we're showing clips from the movie, but I want to pivot over to the next big billion-dollar company, and that's ROK Mobile. Am I saying that right?
ROK Mobile. Can we talk also about what we're going to do for the vets?
Well, of course.
I'm a vet.
Well, okay,
what we're doing for the vets, if you don't mind talking about that too.
Let's do that.
ROK Mobile was put together very, very unique. It's one of the newest, hottest things out there because it works. But for $49 a month, you get not only all your phone calls, all your texting, but you also get $100,000 worth of accidental life insurance. You get telemedicine 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's a doctor on the phone with you.
Look at this.
If he writes you a prescription, you can get up to a 70% discount on it. They also get free burial insurance up to $20,000, roadside assistance, legal aid, $1 million in identity theft, and also 500 international minutes, all for $49.
What?
You pick the carrier you want, and there is no contract whatsoever. And by the way, I want to help vets out. So we've got a program going for vets where every time 2 vets sign up, we're going to give a homeless vet a telephone and a free service. Not only a service for their telephone, their texting, but we're also going to give them telemedicine.
Okay, hold on a second. Stay right there. First of all,
that should be heard everywhere.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to, just because I own this brand and I've got distribution with my television networks here, I'm going to give you guys 3 months worth of free billboard advertising for ROK Mobile because you said that, number one. Mm-hmm. So you are so BigBiz Show and Biz Brew, 125 million TV homes between the two of them, now brought to you by ROK Mobile and ROKMobile.com.
You're beautiful.
So we'll do that.
That's
Number two,
very kind.
Number two, we are, since this show also broadcasts on the Armed Forces Radio Network in 175 countries and all the ships at sea on radio, we're TV and radio, on the radio side does that. I got to talk about this, and I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable, but I'm just going to ask anyway because, well,
sure.
you can't see me. I read that you were a homeless veteran yourself. Is that accurate?
That is correct on the streets in L.A. That is 100% correct.
So talk to us about that story because that's a big deal. And of course, between Operation Rebound for Challenge Athletes Foundation that we support, and we've raised, I think, $150,000 over the last 5 years with guys like Bill Walton and Robin Williams for that. Mm-hmm. And now hearing the Vets2Vets program. Talk about Vets2Vets, which is the single largest social impact.
I got out of the United States Navy. Vietnam's flaring up, and my time in the Navy is up. I get back to Los Angeles, and as a young man, I started selling encyclopedias, everything else. Very long story short, I was married at a very young age. At 22 years old, I had a 2-year-old child. My wife and I were both children. She couldn't handle being a mom anymore, so one day I just came home, and she walked downstairs while I was walking upstairs, gave her the keys to the car. Long story short, I walk inside, there's my son sitting on the floor, and there's a note next to him. Sorry, can't handle being a mom anymore. He's better off with you. Good luck. I'm taking the only car. You'll figure out a way to get a car. What I did know was 3 months prior, she had not paid any of the rent, no utility bills. Within 2 days, I'm out on the street, and everything's shut off. And what money I had, I was in between jobs. What money I had in the bank, she'd taken out completely, I guess, to start her own life. So I ended up homeless and carless. I had to borrow an old Cadillac that somebody had with a broken water pump, and my son and I lived in that car for a little over a week and a half. We collected Coke bottles and soda pop bottles just to to have some money to exist off of. There it was 2 cents for a little one,
Wow.
5 cents for a big one.
Yeah.
And then on the end of the second week, a guy I went through high school with, call him a Hell's Angels type of a biker, wonderful human being. He found me and brought me into his house and said, JP, you and your son could live here and get you back on your feet again.
And-
so the bikers might be badass, but there's some good ones out there.
Well,
What a great
obviously
one.
so. And very quickly, Vets2Vets, the single largest social impact initiative in U.S. history for homeless veterans, by a private company. We're gonna show this website every time we talk about Rock Mobile as well. And listen, man, I appreciate you being so generous with your time. Will you come back on the air with us? And can I get a little bit of something for you using me as your logo for Rock Wireless? Because
Heck yes, and by the way, you can get a hold of me anytime you want me to come back on there. You're good people. You have a great reputation. You tell it like it is. God bless you guys.
thanks
Free
so
ticket
much.
to heaven.
John Paul
Thank you.
DeJoria.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, is that something?
Homeless
You know
vet.
who he is, right?
I do. I just saw that thing there.
He's the guy with the hair pulled back and
Yeah.
the black suit, and with the, I'm just going to say now that he's hung up a smoking hot wife with a blonde girl.
Yeah, the second wife, because that first one.
The first one.
Kinda.
Although I would argue that he's probably heard from her.
Oh, hi, how you been?
Hey, baby.
And
How
you know,
are you?
I'm going to use that shampoo because I've never seen a bald homeless person.
I haven't
They're
either.
always hairy, lot of hair. Because you don't,
You know
you don't shampoo every day.
You know what you just said.
Swear to God, go find me a
There
bald
he is.
homeless.
That's him.
Bring
That's
him
our
back.
dude.
Look at that.
Yeah, we're Facebook friends. And he,
There
of
you go.
course, started Patron Tequila, which Russ has is his blood type.
That's wrong.
Coming up. Want to know how to make a living? I'm going to teach you.